in 2008, Flights of Fancy with Granny Flo.
Oh, look at Granny. And you know what that says to me, Brenton, is all the grandparents that just love this day. Granny Flo is saying thank you, grandparents all over South Australia, for bringing your grandchildren here today and being such wonderful, caring grandparents and loving grandparents around Christmas.
Many of the grandparents we saw earlier lining up from the streets behind the blue on a line from 5 o'clock this morning. And another couple of lucky children with a couple of the best seats in the house, riding with their own Flights of Fancy at Granny Flo.
Yeah, isn't she lovely and bright? Oh, the Octopus Garden. This is one of my favourites.
Lots of colour here.
Yeah, and of course, can we hear the song by the Beatles, Octopus Garden?
Look at some of our favourite sea characters, colourful relatives of Nemo and the angelfish, the seahorse down there. Look at the octopus, he's enjoying his time here as well.
Yes. Now this says Australia to me as well. This is what we do, don't we? Summertime, Christmas time.
Of course, home of the Great Barrier Reef. Many of them have come down to Adelaide to enjoy our Christmas pageant. Here in South Australia, of course, home of the leafy sea dragon, similar to these ones here.
Oh, that's right.
Now,
I'm still looking for Nemo. I think he might be in Sydney Harbour. He's not here today.
Something else I love about the sea are pirates. Do you like pirates?
I do love pirates. Nasty Neville is here.
Army hearties. Yo ho, yo ho. Pirate's life for me. Nasty Neville, the Pirate King, setting sail to the music of Pirates of the Caribbean.
How could you be nasty today, though?
Well,
really?
Nasty Neville and his boatload of buccaneers have stolen the hearts of the crowd for over 10 years now. They've long been a part of our imagination. Fit the part well. The Credit Union Christmas pageant as they haul a shipload of treasure to the Magic Cave, which of course will be open after today with Father Christmas arriving.
We've already had a few little bits of water on our head this morning. We don't need it out of that bucket, do we?
He doesn't look all that nasty, does he?
He's got a bit of a scowl going on, though. And he's got a lot of loot.
Look at the chap behind him, though, trying to open the bottle with his eye. The easiest way, I'm sure.
I'm sure. I've seen a few people try and do that around Christmas time.
Look at the fella down the bottom, though. Oh, look, there's the treasure on its way to the Magic Cave.
Now, only 47 sleeps to go, Brenton, before Christmas Day.
Now, look at this snail. She looks like the giant snail that Dr. Dolittle travelled on around the world. Do you remember that, when Dr. Dolittle was in his giant snail?
Yeah. And oh, look, are they trying to kill the snail with that, Brenton?
I think you'll find, if you have a look closer, it says that the spray's harmless to snails.
Well, it says it's snail repellent, and then it says it's harmless.
That's not going to work, is it?
It's a bit useless.
I think that snail's wearing makeup too. Have a look at her as she goes past.
It's
now I've
definitely
seen
a girl.
everything.
It's a little girl, isn't it? Or, yeah, it's a girl snail. Lovely big eyelashes, lots of lipstick.
Now, I think this snail's actually leaving a trail behind her on the pageant route as well.
Now, you know what my mum used to say to me all the time? Never go out without your lippy on.
The birth
snail is living
of
that
a
dream.
butterfly. An old story like the Ugly Duckling, Kelly, where each year these little grubs wait their turn to grow into a beautiful butterfly, like the magnificent butterfly on the top there, singing over the forest with the chirping birds. That's the wonderful thing again about South Australia. We experience quite distinct seasons.
Now, the Harndorf Town Band. This band started in 1926, and this year they celebrate their 81st anniversary.
Followed by more of our dancers here on the streets of Adelaide. Again, they've been dancing now for over an hour when they left South Terrace. And they look just as bright and chirpy as they were when they left.
It's actually really amazing because, again, being in the pageant last year, you'd think that you'd be tired after, you know, waving and smiling and dancing. And some of these clowns, they're not only doing 3.2 kilometres, they're running backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. So they probably do something like 10 Ks today, and all that energy spent.
Now, Kate is on North Terrace. How are you going there, Kate?
Having so much fun. This is fantastic. And I'm just down here with some of the many children behind the blue honour line today. What's your name?
My name's Imogen.
Imogen, nice to see you. And Imogen, what's been your favourite thing you've seen so far?
The dragon.
Wow, I really like the fairy queens too. What do you think about them?
Oh, they were really pretty.
And who are you looking forward to seeing most?
Father Christmas.
Of course.
And the young artists that colour my world. This is the work of internationally acclaimed artist David Bromley, who thoroughly enjoyed his participation in creating this float. And why wouldn't you? Look at the colour on it.
Isn't it just amazing? And it actually takes some inspiration from some past masters, Brenton. Frida Kahlo, Picasso, Diego Rivera, Salvatore Dali and Van Gogh, some of them that are represented there.
Have a look at the dog on the back. He's just spilled some of the paint. That's not good news.
But look, isn't that fabulous how it looks like the paint is still dripping? Very well designed.
A great view there of our own local artist, the chalk on North Terrace. Again, a big part of the tradition and the colour, the spectacle of the Christmas pageant.
Oh, look, we've got some lovely ballerinas here. The Nutcracker. It's a Christmas ballet.
With the Australian Classical Youth Ballet.
Now, the Nutcracker is a story of Clara who receives a nutcracker for Christmas from her uncle. Now, he's in the dark suit on the float, if you can see him. He's just following there. He's the man in the dark suit there. Now, that night she dreams the Nutcracker comes to life and journeys with him to the land of sweets. Now, on the way, they battle the Mouse King and enter the Snow Kingdom with the snowflakes.
Guess who I can see?
Oh, I can see him too. It's Humphrey.
Adelaide's, in fact, Australia's favourite bear, Humphrey B. Bear, who is actually our maestro conducting the Nutcracker Suite today. Although he's not doing too much conducting at the moment. There we go, back into it now.
There he goes. I think Humphrey might be so excited today that we might hear him speak. What do you think?
Fancy having his own float, eh? And surrounded by the Cossacks. See the Cossacks in their uniforms?
I do. They look fantastic, don't they?
Humphrey B. Bear, you know, like, I reckon he's almost as more lovable, or not more lovable, but he's almost up there with Father Christmas, I think.
And do you know what, though? Humphrey does speak in many languages. Did you know that? He goes out in all sorts of languages, in Spanish and to all sorts of countries right across the world. Humphrey Bear.
Pole position. That's right, give him a wave, blow him a kiss, boys and girls. A little bit cheeky, aren't you, Humphrey B. Bear?
Oh, now, I'm sorry, this is my favourite. Named after me, Nellie.
Oh, of course.
Of course, Nellie the elephant. And Nellie is the oldest float in the pageant.
First introduced in 1950, and what a ride that would be.
Oh, unbelievable. Now, Nellie had to go actually and have some work done. Had to have a little bit of Botox here and there.
Had to have the trunk repaired.
Yes. And good old Nellie's come back after first being in the pageant all those years ago and looking fabulous.
9,000 moving parts on Nellie.
Oh, look at Aladdin and, of course, the magic lamp. Wouldn't you like to give that a little bit of a rub and see if you can get something extra for Christmas?
3 wishes. 3 wishes.
Now look at Aladdin.
The magic carpet. I've always wanted to own a magic carpet. I mean, just to be able to sit on a carpet and fly wherever you wanted to.
Now, do you think the genie might be responsible for some of the magic here today, Brenton?
I think so. There's no shortage of magic here today.
Now, you know how that magic all comes about, though, with the help and the support of the South Australia Police, Emergency Services, St John's Ambulance, Metropolitan Fire Services, Adelaide City Council, and the list just goes on and on. Oh, this is a new one, Brenton.
Bollywood, that's right, capturing the theme of Bollywood, which is playing a more important role in our cinemas these days. We've got the cameras rolling there. Many of the Bollywood films actually have been made right here in South Australia. And if you look closely here on the car in front, you can see that there are live monkeys inside. Can you see them? They're used for the making of the movies. There's a beautiful picture of the Taj Mahal too up the back. There we go, look at that. Isn't it beautiful?
You know what else it shows too is our multicultural society here in South Australia that we're very proud of. A few people busting a few good moves there.
We've got the bride and groom as well as live dancers both on and off the float. Wave to the camera, you can see the camera making another movie.
Look at the big movie camera there.
Is that a Christmas carol they're playing in Bollywood style?
Maybe it is.
I'm dreaming of a hot, dry Christmas. I don't know.
Big moustache there from the director, prime posse.
Oh, the scarecrow. He's not doing much scaring. Look how many crows are there.
Oh, look, are they Adelaide Crows? They don't look like footballers to me.
Well, he doesn't look like he's too unfriendly, so I think the crows are enjoying the ride with him.
And of course, crows are absolutely part of the landscape here in South Australia, aren't they? They are everywhere. There's certainly where I grew up in Broken Hill. We'd see a crow on the fence most mornings saying hello to us. Give us a crow call.
A crow call? Oh, I can't do a crow.
That's how they go. That's more like a chicken.
Yeah, I did. Okay, no, we'll quit the sound effects while we're ahead.
Right.
The Unley Concert Band, speaking of sound, in 2009 the band members are going to travel to Belgium and France to represent Australia at the World War I commemoration Anzac Day events. The Christmas swirlies. Again, the gang show holding the swirlies up, adding colour and movement. Thanks again to April Hutchins who pulled all this together.
I'm so excited today, Brenton, because my little niece Charlie is watching for the very first time at 8 months old in Broken Hill. So hello to Charlie today.
Or you can sing her a Christmas carol if you want. Jingle Bell Rock. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Christmas carols all around the world. I mean, such, again, a big part of the tradition of getting together, singing at parties and churches, at community carol nights in parks and lounge rooms, and around the Christmas tree.
This does show that we do have such an influence of the Northern Hemisphere in our Christmas here in Australia. Christmas in Toy Town, and the music is All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth. Now, Brenton, we were singing that and we were very blessed when we were growing up because we've got big chompers.
We have, haven't we?
We have.
Now, all I want for Christmas is that train. That looks exciting.
Do you know that when I was a kid I used to measure my teeth with my brother, but I think you've got bigger teeth than me.
You know, when I was growing up in primary school, I got my adult-sized teeth at the age of 7.
Right.
And there's a training and I love it. Toot toot. On its way to Toy Town.
Toy Town.
All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. I suppose if you do lose them, they should grow back by then. 47 sleeps away. Now, credit union staff play the characters on nearly all the floats in the pageant. However, the characters on and around this float are from the families of the staff from the pageant workshop, working all year round to bring us the magic here.
Anything is possible.
This is Tutti, that's right, celebrating disability in our community. And on this float are members of the Tutti Ensemble. Our conductor is Pat Riggs. And now Tutti have been recognised locally and internationally as setting the benchmark for connecting people with disability with mainstream theatre. And this is mainstream. We're seeing them right now in the pageant. What a thrill that is.
I just love having them in the pageant. Hello, everyone.
Christmas for Tutti Ensemble. Anything is possible.
Absolutely it is. And we saw that this week, didn't we? With the first African-American elected President of the United States. And that's what he said. Anything is possible.
Now look at these snowmen. Good thing it's nice and cool out there at the moment because a hot summer's day, they won't last too long.
I think they're going to be all right today.
With Cozzy the koala.
He's
loves
looking a
the
bit
snow
cold too. He's got a bit of snow frosting on him as well. Brenton, what do we think that the temperature is really out there today?
Well, we're going for a top of 21. My guess out there at the moment would be around 14, 15 degrees.
Right.
A little bit cooler, but we'll go for 21 still. And here we have the Tea Tree Gully Redbacks.
And that's the way I like it.
Wish I had my roller skates on. One of 5 bands in the Banksia Park Concert Bands program, and they're joined by members behind there of the Calisthenics Association.
Now, calisthenics, I can only say that with a lisp, it's a sport. Did you know that? Now, it develops mind-body disciplines and teamwork and uses music with movement and dance, focusing on flexibility.
Another genuine London bus for you.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry. And now, this was shipped to Adelaide especially for the pageant back in the 70s, I think. But how good is this one? Because it's all open at the top there.
I know.
You go to London, you've got the open bus
Yes,
tours.
and look, it's all full of children who won the Ride of a Lifetime competition run by the credit unions. And it's also got a very special mum on board, the 2008 Mother of the Year, Heather Round. Now, Heather's on board. She must be very proud with all those children around her. She's a credit union member whom the credit unions want to thank for her tireless work for kids with heart defects. And she's today riding with her 6 children. How amazing. Well done, Heather.
Ringing in the spirit of Christmas, featuring live bell recordings from Adelaide cathedrals and churches set to Christmas melodies and specifically recorded for this pageant, Kelly.
Oh, here come the bells. It really is. We are the city of churches. So the bells are such a part of this city, aren't they?
And some more special horses here. We, of course, started out with the police greys. We've got the Meander horse-drawn coaches and vintage cars, and Leon Mead is driving those horses. Don't they look like they're enjoying themselves too, taking in a lot of the pride here of the pageant.
Now, the bells are live recordings, actually, of bells from St Francis Xavier and St Peter's Cathedrals and St Cuthbert's in Prospect and Walkerville Church steeples under the direction of our pageant director. They are such a familiar sound here in Adelaide.
Now, I can only assume that with the ringing of the bells, that Father Christmas is not far away.
You're right, Brenton. Is he the guy in the big red suit that we're waiting for? Is that who you're talking about?
He sure is.
Right. Oh.
Unless he's changed this year, but I think it's red.
'Twas the night before Christmas. The young Adelaide voices. Let's hear them.
Not even a mouse, that's right. Clement Clark Moore wrote that poem in 1822, and it's still read by families all over the world before going to bed on Christmas Eve.
Now, Christmas with Rudolph. We love him.
Rudolph has always had a bit of a summer vacation
Did he
before
really?
Christmas. Yeah, quite a common thing, and you can actually see he's rocking back and forth there.
Yes. So does that mean that he's not going to be on the sleigh with Santa and the other reindeer when Santa comes, when Father Christmas comes?
Well, his head reindeer, so he doesn't need to be with the rest of them right now.
I see. So he can he leads the way.
He takes it a little bit easy because he's the guy who needs to navigate his way around the world.
Right, okay. So here he is with his big red nose.
Looking into the vacation folder there.
Just having a little flick through on a holiday. Where would you go? Kangaroo Island, I think. Nice place to go. Christmas time here in South Australia, just off the coast.
Rocketing at his chair there.
Yes.
He's just taking it all in, isn't he? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. How many Ds are there in Rudolph?
I only think there's one.
I think it's about 38. Now, the Christmas tree with some beautiful floral arrangements. This is one of my favourite. Special thanks to Blair Ringwald. Get that name right, Blair Ringwald, who has done a beautiful job with the Woodville Academy of Floral Design.
Yes, and look at those Christmas tree girls there, dressed up to the nines. Look at that, gorgeous.
Now, we recognise that young man, don't we?
Oh, we do, we do. He does something with Channel 9 and he's our gardening guru,
There's
isn't he?
Kim Cirrus
He
driving
is.
there on the little vehicle.